Hello and welcome. I'm Neon Jealous, and this is once again Bloons TD6. Now, we are going to continue down the path we were going. We went Dart Monkey, Boomerang Monkey. We're going to check out the Bomb Shooter. So in this showcase, I am going to do things just slightly different. I disabled Monkey Knowledge because I think that is an unfair comparison because not everybody's going to have all of the Monkey Knowledge available for the Bomb Shooter. So I thought, let's do it so that everybody can be included. Just like every other tower, this one has 3 5th tier upgrades. So we have Balloon Crush, we have Moab Eliminator, and we have Bomb Blitz. All 3 are good. All 3 have their own specialties. Let's check them out individually, but let's start with our initial Bomb Shooter. So as base damage for this tower, so to start off, we're gonna send out 14 red balloons. I have them 0 space, they're all on top of each other. That way they're not spaced so far apart that some of them are out of range. If we go up to 15, we cannot pop them all. I still have not found anything super great on defining different types of damage, but this one apparently does not have any pierce to it at this point in time. So if we select blue balloons, 14, it still takes 2 shots. In fact, if I only send out 1 blue balloon, it still takes 2 shots because we do not pierce through that red layer into the blue layer. Same will go for everything else. The other cool thing is we do in fact pop lead. The bad thing is at this point we do not pop black balloons. So let's take a look at the first upgrade. Bigger bombs. Shoots larger bombs, they have a larger blast area and more popping power. So I like going to the Bloons fandom page because there is a lot of good information on there. So with bigger bombs, it says the effect is explosions have much greater blast area and pop +6 balloons. So if we upgrade to that, that means we're going from 14 to 20 reds that we can pop in one shot. That is very cool. Still, no pierce. Not super bad, not terrible, but if we go with 1 spacing on that and send out reds, we're still going to have to fire twice because we don't have a giant range on that explosion. So let's move up to heavy bombs. Heavy duty bombs can smash through 2 layers of balloons at once and pop more balloons. The effect is explosions deal +1 damage and can pop an additional 10 balloons. So that puts us up at 30 reds at 0 spacing, no problem. Blue, greens, okay, so 2 layers it can pop at a time. So if I send out a yellow, it should pop it down to blue. Yep, no problems. And once again, lead's good. Ooh, okay, so that was beneficial. So we send out the leads and we can pop it past the black balloons, which seems a little strange to me that the black balloons don't retain their, immunity to explosions. As long as you pop it past that layer, it's fine. But black balloons themselves, still no good. What does that look with ceramics? Slow that down. I mean, not great still. But let's check out the next one, really big bombs. Huge bombs deal greater damage in a large area and allow frags to pop more balloons. Now, we're going to look more at cross-pathing later, but we're just going to keep going with this for now. The effects of that, explosions have a greater blast area, 18 to 27, deals 3 damage instead of 2, and pops +30 balloons. With frag bombs, improves fragment damage, pierce count, and lifespan. So let's get that. So now it said 3, and it also gains an additional 30. So 60 balloons, definitely good with red, blue, green, yellow, pops it down to red. Okay, so we have 2 extra pierce, so not bad. Not bad at all. Lead gets dropped down to yellows, yellow gets dropped down to red. Cool. Nice. Still probably not decent on ceramic. I mean, it's better than it was. What's our next? Balloon impact. Explosions become so violent, balloons are stunned for a short time when they're hit. Range is increased and frags are even more effective. The effect of that, explosion stuns affected balloons for 1 second, gains +3 range, with frag bombs improves frag pierce count and lifespan. So if we go, yep, we definitely increased our range. We're up there now. Not bad. And we gain this stun ability. So what does that look like with yellows? It stops it to the point where it actually makes it so I can pop. Pink, same. Black's still not going to do anything. Purple. Yeah, we're good there. What's the lead look like? Okay, so that was definitely more helpful. More helpful than what it was. Not bad. Let's go all the way up to the 5th tier. Balloon Crush. Balloon shattering explosions do massive damage and can stun Moab class balloons. The effect is explosions deal even more damage, pop black balloons now, and stun both Moab class and normal balloons for 2 seconds. With the frag bombs, fragments do much more damage, particularly against ceramics, and gain much more pierce. So let's stop for just a second before we go up there. Make sure, yeah, we still have no effect on blacks. Bloom Crush, deal even more damage. So what does that put us at? Greens are 1-shot, yellows 1-shot, pinks 1-shot, blacks 1-shot, purples, whites, leads, zebras, rainbows, ceramic. So ceramic's still an issue. What's 1 Moab look like? Okay. I mean, that is definitely helpful that it stops the Moab. I'm going to try a BFB. This is going to be sped up heavily because it's going to be super long to actually pop this thing. Okay, so that was roughly 2 minutes of my life that I'm not getting back. So I'm not going to go to the ZOMG one. Well, no, I take that back. We're going to send it out just to see if it stuns it as well. All right, so it definitely stuns it. So it should, in theory, be able to pop that. That's a lot more dedication than what I want to put into it right now. The one cool thing is this one got some really sweet looking wheels on it. All right, so that would be the top path, and let's move on to the middle. So middle path, we go to faster reload. Faster reload attacks 33% faster. What's that look like? 14 blues. We'll have to wait until it comes back around the loop, but we should be able to still take care of that. Pinks. Pinks are going to be... Ooh. Pinks are going to leak them through. We don't have the speed on it right now. Let's go up to Missile Launcher. Exchanges bombs for missiles which fire faster, fly faster, and increase range. The effects are attacks 36% faster on top of the previous upgrade, gains +4 range, and gains +50% projectile speed. So our range definitely did increase. So how much faster? Green balloons. Oh, so that could be an issue. I mean, if it fires at something that's on a corner, we're going to miss it. Yeah, because our projectiles can definitely shoot past everything. Can't do anything with black balloons on that yet. And we're kind of, we're kind of stuck. Pinks we got, right? So we did get through the pinks. Purples. No, purples are bad. Now, because we didn't increase pierce at all, we didn't shoot through that layer through the black layer. Let's go up to Moab Mauler. Moab Maulers do much more damage to Moab class balloons. Explosions deal 16 damage to Moab class, also gains +5 range. So let's look at our range and yep, definitely increased range. Does it increase how much we do to normal class balloons? No, we still only have 14 per pop. And we have no pierce? Yep, still no pierce. So let's send out on Moab. What do we got for pop count? 589. I mean, it definitely helped against the Moab. It definitely got through the Moab faster. So that's definitely a good thing. And so we were at what, 1,000 for the Moab Mauler, 935 on easy. So for the initial 295, 210, 340, 935, we at least popped the Moab. We could use something else for cleanup. It's a pretty cheap tower for being able to pop through the Moab. Not bad. Still can't do anything against black balloons. Let's go back up to our 14 count. Let's go up to the next one, the Moab Assassin. Assassinate Moab ability. Special missile flies out and does massive damage to Moab class balloons. Regular attack range and Moab class damage also increase. Ability targets the strongest blimp on the screen and deals an instant 750 damage plus a weaker explosion to the first blimp hit. Main attack deals 31 damage to Moab class and 5 damage to ceramics and gains +5 range. So our range is definitely bigger. So do we gain anything for normal class balloons? No, but supposedly we gain ceramic. Okay, I mean that helps get through the ceramic layers, which is still a huge benefit. Still nothing for black balloons as far as that count. Let's go to use the ability. Gone. Reset the ability, BFB. Okay, so I mean it got through the Moab and it got through the BFB and it got through the Moab. What's that look like for a ZOMG? 7 abilities to get through the ZOMG, and that's with me rapid firing it. So it's not something that you're going to use all the time. Now, if you had 7 of these and you used 7 of them all at once, that would be a different story. Moab Eliminator. Massive damage to Moabs and assassinate ability deals 6 times damage with a short cooldown. The effect is ability targets the strongest blimp on the screen and deals an instant 4,500 damage to the first blimp hit with 3 times faster ability cooldown. Main attack deals 100 damage to Moab class and gains normal damage type. Does it increase our range? It does not. Now this is one big missile and it looks similar to the bullet bills from Super Mario Brothers. So on normal balloon types, we did not gain any pierce or anything like that. Yeah, we gained no pierce. So this is absolutely not a tower that you want to use for cleaning up normal balloons. It does not do a ton of damage. Ceramics, I mean, ceramic cleanup's the same. We do gain the ability to pop black balloons finally. Let's send out 1 Moab and let's check out this ability this time. Done. BFB. Takes it out in no time. Look at the cooldown. That is not sped up. ZOMG. Okay. And the ability again. So keep in mind that it only targets the most powerful blimp on the screen. So when you have 4 BFBs coming at you and you launch that, you're only hitting the first one. And we cannot do anything for DDTs. This tower itself has no camo detection. So we are looking at bottom path. Let's start with extra range. Increase attack range. The effect is gains +7 range. So we're sitting right here, or wherever you're wanting to look, we're right on the edge here. That definitely gained me some range. Does that actually translate into anything useful other than range? No. It's just added range. Frag bombs. Explosions throw out sharp fragments that can pop more balloons, including black balloons. So that gives us explosions produce sharp fragments that can pop up to 1 balloon each. Both explosions and frags can now pop black balloons. Frags cannot pop lead balloons. Improves frags with higher level Path 1 upgrades. Frag bombs. Let's send out 14 blue balloons. Greens. You know what I need to do is I need to change that spacing back 1 because that will give us more information. It kind of seemed like it increased Pierce, but maybe that's just the frags exploding. Either way, it's still beneficial. But still, the big thing is, we can pop black balloons now. Next up, cluster bombs. Throws out secondary bombs instead of sharp fragments every shot. So that gives us, produces one cluster of 8 smaller secondary bombs that can pop up to 8 balloons per secondary bomb. Both explosions pop all balloons, including black balloons. So let's get that. Notice our range never changed after that. 14 blues. Not a problem. Greens. Took them out. Yellows. Took them out. Pinks. Definitely have to wait until we get around the corner, but we still got it. Black balloons. Same thing. Took care of all of them. Okay, 14 leads are going to be an issue. What does this look like with one Moab? So we cannot, I mean, we're doing damage to the Moab, but barely enough to notice it. Let's step up our game here. Recursive clusters. And honestly, with the bomb shooter, this is probably the most used for cleanup. So every second shot, the cluster bomb sends out even more cluster bombs. Every second shot, the bomb explosion explodes 3 times per shot with much larger explosions and huge pierce. Can hit the same target up to 17 times despite visuals depicting 73 explosions and deals extra damage to fortified balloons. So let's upgrade that. Range did not change at all. Let's send out 14 yellows. Pinks. Yeah, that secondary cluster explosion is just magical. Rainbows, I leaked a couple balloons, but that was it. Leads? No problem. Ceramics, what's ceramics look like? Still a big issue, but it did say it dealt extra damage to fortifieds, which I didn't even send out a fortified. I just sent out a pink. So let's do fortified lead. Is that faster than just 14 lead? I think it was. All right, cool. What's that look like for one Moab? Before we get too far in, one Moab with recursive clusters. Okay, that's still not super helpful. All right, let's go up to Bomb Blitz. Deals much more damage and gains the passive Bomb Storm ability. When lives are lost, the Bomb Storm automatically triggers, which destroys all but the biggest of balloons. So that deals 5 damage and plus 5 damage to fortified per explosion, creates recursive explosions every shot, and gains a passive ability that deals an instant 2000 damage on screen and wipes out BFBs and below after losing a life. So the last 4 words on that tells you that you cannot use that in Chimps mode. That ability does you nothing because it's after losing a life. Chimps mode, you have 1 life, that's it. So that ability will never activate. I also want to point out the fact that we still have no camo detection. So we're good with pinks. Once we hit the black balloons, that's when we start leaking some through on the initial shot. Let's check out leads. Gone. Ceramics are not a problem now. Let's do 1 Moab. Nice. That helped out a lot. 1 BFB. Nice. That took care of that nicely. How about a ZOMG? Can I handle a ZOMG by myself with the Bomb Blitz? It does not look like it's going to go well for us here. So now I also want to point out, still no camo detection, but let's send out 50 DDTs. 1 passes through though, it takes them all out. So that is a very, very good ability. But like I said, Chimps mode, it helps, but you're never going to use that ability You're never going to have more than one life. Let's look at cross-pathing while we're at it. So the one that stands out the most to me is the fact that it says frag bombs did really well starting with the really big bombs. So we got our added range, we have really big bombs, we have frags. So this should help out quite a bit. Maybe not 50. Oh, we're up to 60, aren't we? I think 60 was our number. Yep. Blues, gone. Greens, gone. Yellows, pinks, black balloons. We can pop black balloons because of the frags, I believe. Yes, the frags allow us to pop the black balloons rather than going up way higher. Pretty much everything we have there looks like it should be fairly poppable, mainly because of the fragmentations. Well, leads were an issue. Rainbows, and the speed on that was just not great. Let's go up to Bloon Crush. No problems there. No problems there. I'm going to send out one Moab to see what it does. Alright, for the sake of information, I'm going to waste another couple minutes of my life and send out this BFB. Because I want to know the pierce from the fragmentation. The pierce from the frag bombs. How does that affect the Moabs underneath? So that didn't look like it affected the Moabs, but the first three popped right away, and the fourth one was the one that was tanking so much of the damage. So that's a very good cross path. Let's check out cross pathing top path with the missile launcher. 60 reds, blues, greens, yellows, pinks, blacks, purples, whites, leads, rainbows, ceramics. Ceramics are a bit of an overload Moab. So that's kind of nice because it's a lot faster of a shot. So we get through it a little bit quicker. I'm not touching the BFBs, that just takes too long. Let's jump over to middle path and let's check out bigger bombs and heavy bombs. Let's check out blues, greens, yellows. Oh, see, that's where we start running into issues. Look at that. We just missed 2 shots in a row. Pinks. Pinks we at least caught back up. Cerams. We got through it. And then if we send out one BFB, our ability takes that out. One ZOMG. Now, did you see that? Oh, never mind, it did the same thing. So the ZOMG, pretty much the same. It did still do more damage, but is it worth it for that amount? I mean, what does the bad look like? So 9 total. Let's put out the middle path with extra range and frag bombs. So that is probably the biggest range you can get from this tower is this combination alone. Let's do black balloons. We can pop black balloons, but those balloons are just too fast. Cerams. Ceramic, that helped get through the ceramics, not too much of an issue. What does one Moab look like with this setup? That was pretty quick. Not gonna lie, that was super fast. BFB? Bear in mind, I'm not using the ability at all. Bottom path. Bomb blitz. Let's check out heavy bombs. Let's do 60 reds just for the fun of it. Rainbows. Ceramics. How about one Moab? One BFB. I mean, that gives basically the heavy bombs, which was 20 damage to each one of the recursive clusters. Well, we managed to at least take out the Moabs before the bomb blitz, but still, we leak everything else out, but it still is a heavy hitter. Let's get rid of that one, and let's check out the last cross pathing that we can do. So we were bottom path, faster reload, missile launcher. So the bad thing is we lose all that extra damage, but we gain a lot of speed. 1 Moab. 1 BFB. I mean, that was nothing. 1 ZOMG. Let's take a look at this. This should be the last one we send through. That is insane. We leaked through, what was that? Just a few green balloons? That's not bad. And if you have something like road spikes at the end, that should be fine. The Spike Factory would easily clean up those 3 greens or however many those were. So that was my take on the bomb shooter tower. Is it a good tower? Sure. Is it useful? Absolutely. Is it needed for every situation? No. But you can pretty much say that with every single tower in the game. But we're going to end off the video here. Thank you for being here with me. I greatly appreciate it, and I would appreciate it if you'd consider subscribing as well. Please leave a like if you did like this video, and consider checking out some of my other videos. I have plenty on my channel you might like as well. But either way, we'll see you in the next video. Safe travels. Bye.